All right. Hello. We live in a world full of interesting people, all connected through the amazing technology without which we wouldn't meet half the amazing people we all know. Have you ever wondered, what does a streamer do in their free time? I wonder if they have any hobbies I don't know about, and wondered how they keep themselves both connected and safe at the same time. This is the podcast for you. Join professional cloud yeller, the oldest man Rod, as he talks to people in very public spaces, Twitch streamers, cosplayers, game designers, so much more, to learn about who they are and how they keep themselves protected in such public-facing roles. So hello, welcome to episode 2.0 plus 1.0 of the Binary Connections podcast. I'll explain the reasons for that title in a later part of the episode. Now, I never thought very hard about the proverb, good fences make good neighbors. But the more I delve into my cybersecurity studies, career, and navigating social circles, the more I realize how important it is to establish healthy boundaries. I have the fortunate luck of being born a male and having developed a neutral accent so I don't get into many confronting situations in my day-to-day life. Yes, I'm aware, Sandy. I'm just going to do the pre-roll. However, now that I step back into the streaming circles, I want to revisit how and why setting those boundaries is very important, because you are opening yourself to the entire internet, both the good and the bad. So for this week, I want to bring in the lovely Clutzy Mina, 3D modeling extraordinaire, streamer, and merch store owner.
Hi. I'm Clutzy Mina. Nice to meet you all.
So what do you do with yourself apart from streaming on twitch.tv/Clutzy Mina?
So I have done a little bit of YouTubing. I have also written a little bit here and there. I own a club in VR chat that I'm currently working on. I have my own merch store, as you said, and I do a lot of different things, honestly. Anything I can get my hands on, I'll try and get myself into somehow.
Oh, you're definitely just like wifey. You like to keep yourself busy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do. I absolutely love keeping busy with anything and everything.
Understandable. So just to start us off, what made you decide to pick up streaming and more specifically, BTubing?
Well, first off, when I first started streaming, I started streaming about 8 years ago, February the 21st, 8 years ago. It's been a very long time, and I've done a lot of different things. I didn't specifically start out as a VTuber. I started off as a VTuber about 3 years ago now, I think. Yeah, about 3 years ago now. And it's been an absolute journey. One of the things that made me actually want to start streaming in general was because it was very boring to play games alone, not have anyone like watching or having fun with. So I started out with streaming and trying to have a little bit of fun with my audience and just seeing if it was fun having someone watching me play all the time.
That definitely seems to be a very common thing of what gets people over to Twitch. That sense of community, because you often see most of the audience is just watching people play video games. And the biggest one,
Yep.
apart from tournaments, is just the one-on-one interactions. Almost feels like having a mate on the couch playing Halo co-op.
That is like one of the biggest reasons, yes, because it was very boring playing games and feeling that like loneliness kind of. And so I thought it was really fun just to have people coming in and watching as I played and be able to actually do things.
Yeah, I definitely had a similar experience. I started streaming when I was back in the Flesh form, doing Shadowverse because I got into a competitive card game, and I noticed that there was a big category for it, so I just started streaming myself playing the game, climbing the ladder, and slowly getting involved in the community. Never got anywhere, but it was definitely something nice to look forward to.
No, I can imagine so.
But so obviously, so you just started with with video games. So you started delving into 3D modeling and doing your VR spaces and, starting to create your own club. Like, so what made you decide to switch gears to also start streaming into that?
So for the whole VTubing part, I was taking a break from streaming and everything. So I had about 2 years where I wasn't streaming at the time.
Hmm.
And then I got together with my partner, Sandhya, and she basically told me that I should try and get back into it because I talked about it. I had fun with streaming and all this. And then she recommended VTubing because I don't have a lot of confidence in like how I look. So she recommended VTubing and I got into it. I looked it up and everything, and I figured, okay, I can't use all the money on having someone create one for me. So I looked into like, how can I make one myself? And I found the Vroid Studio, and I just went from there to create my own VTuber and slowly work myself up over the years to get where I am now.
Hmm. I definitely enjoy all the streams you do of 3D modeling. Yeah, although it's been 20 years for me since I last touched it.
20 years, wow.
Yeah, back when you could count the polygons in one hand. Although there is a
I only got
demand,
into.
although there is
Mhm.
a demand nowadays for low polygon models for VTubing, so maybe there is a demand for my specific set of skills.
Maybe.
Hmm.
No,
But
that definitely these days there are a demand for just about anything, honestly.
that is true.
If you do polygons or if you do high definition, it doesn't really matter what. I see games popping up with both, like with both of them.
Yeah, just
Very popular ones.
yeah, it's definitely more about what you present more than how you present it, honestly. Because there's some games which are low fidelity, but they've got fanatical followings.
Hmm.
Like my favorite is well, there's our respective partners on the stream. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
But obviously, opening yourself up to the internet definitely does bring up a few challenges, both personally, interpersonally, and recently with myself streaming with a partner. Because like
Hmm.
you definitely have to separate yourself the community you're trying to build and the internet itself. But where was I going with this? Ah, yeah, it's just right. Yes. So obviously, you have probably had a being as female presenting, and you would have to face a lot more adversity than I would as being a penis haver. And I've done quite a few things on stream that probably would have gotten a lot of other people into a whole bunch of trouble. My question to you would be like, did you ever have to consider when starting off, like what kind of rules and boundaries you have to set up to keep yourself safe online?
Honestly, when I first started, I didn't think about that. But if anyone's actually seen my later streams when there's been like these botters, followers, and all these kinds of things going on, you'll see that I handle them a lot better than what I would have done back when I started streaming or even when I started VTubing. Because when I first started streaming, this wasn't such a big thing or anything.
Hmm.
But now it's so much more prominent. There's so much more of this.
Hmm.
And so when I started VTubing, I didn't really have anything. It was more like, okay, hey, people, be common, like have common sense, be grateful, and don't be toxic, and that kind of stuff. Some of the more usual rules you'll see. That's literally what I had in the start. Now things haven't changed all that much, but I have different things that keep up with the making sure that bots and everything doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, it's. I definitely remember back when in the early days you could just jump onto a stream, say whatever you felt like, and
Mm.
just basically got away with it because there wasn't really established rules. But nowadays, there's a lot more thought put into rules and safety and regulations. Because nowadays, I remember
Hmm.
nowadays I had a 7 year gap between my last stream and now. You could just click on the message bar and go, "Hey, show us your tits." But now you have like the physical boundary of, oh, I have to click on the thing. Okay, it's gonna physically block me from posting until I see the chat rules. Then to click OK, and that does stuff like that does make a big difference. Like it,
I have had some stuff like that happen, actually, yes.
yeah, no, I don't doubt it hasn't happened to you. I've been catcalled once or twice on stream. In my defense, one of the times I did that happen was when I showed my bare ass on stream for £5. There's a story behind that. So I was having a bit of a tangent about the latest round of Twitch rules because you had all the e-girls, putting chalkboards up to the floor. And, they would bend over to just show the entire ass on camera to bypass this, all the community rules and guidelines. So, they were being a bit naughty with those rules. And I was having a bit of a whinge about it because, I was young and dumb and stupid and, was still working through my toxic masculinity. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now that I got that out of my way, hey, let me show you something cool. So I'm like, all right, let me just reach over to this thing off on the side of the screen. And I thought I was clever, didn't show anything. And then all of a sudden I get a £5 donation for saying nice ass. But the sad part is that was my biggest income on Twitch so far. So yay for me.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like
Oh,
it's a fun story, but that could have definitely ended a lot worse if I was female. Honestly, I would have definitely
oh,
copped a lot
absolutely.
if that clip got out there. I would definitely copped a lot more harassment from randoms.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just,
Things are actually very different for us females.
hmm. But yeah, no, it's something. So that's one thing. One of the things that honestly surprised me was, for the longest time, I didn't know you had a Fansly set up to show up all your adult models, which was surprising for me
Yeah,
at the time.
so I decided that I wanted to, because I was very much more in the sexual stuff back
Mm.
then. And honestly, at the time, I thought it was very fun. It was really fun to take these pictures and show them off, even if they contained nudity and everything. I kind of wanted to show them off because it was just so amazing, and it didn't have all the clothing and everything. And some of
Mm.
these photos that I took were just really good.
Yeah, no,
And
no,
so I wanted to have a platform where I could show it off and maybe get us something back for it.
no, no, I understand that. Like, it wasn't necessarily, um, what would the best way to describe it? You wanted to show the art in the nudity, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it wasn't, uh, hmm, yeah, you're definitely an appreciator of the human form more
Oh,
than
yeah,
just,
absolutely.
hey, let me just flap out my tits for $5. No, like, but like
Well, I
it's,
certainly did that.
but like, but that was by choice. But you were obviously in control to what you wanted to show and when you wanted to show it, because you obviously with the way Twitch is nowadays, you have to keep that aspect of your life separate from you have to keep that aspect separate from Twitch because there was very clear rules about outside
Mhm.
advertising and adult content. So the fact
That very true.
so the fact that I just stumbled into one, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool actually. Um, but it's yeah. So with that, and you definitely just step back from doing that to just doing more risque pictures. I want to call it like not necessarily
Risque would be,
NSFW.
yeah. Yeah, no, I have stepped back from doing not safe for work because I've seen that, yes, it was a lot of fun to do and everything. And technically, I would have loved to have continued to doing it. But I also see the fact of if I continue doing it, I may not get as many sponsors, or I
Mm,
might not do as well on my streams and everything because everyone's like, hey, you do not safe for work. I may be just the not safe for work person, right?
mm,
And what I want then is to actually have a career within VTubing, within YouTube, streaming, and everything. And I can't always do that if I'm known for more of the sexual stuff.
yeah, because it's a part of you, but it's not the entire part of you.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, you do have to keep that in mind when seeking sponsorship deals.
Hmm.
Uh,
A lot of sponsorships don't like the not safe for work stuff, as that will mean that it's a more limited audience,
hmm,
unless you want to go for an actual not safe for work kind of sponsor. But that means going even more into the not safe for work stuff.
hmm. No, that's understandable. It's all right. So I feel like we've definitely got a good idea of who Mina is. A very lovely person who's very passionate about 3D modeling and enjoyer of the human form. But
Absolutely.
let, I just want to take a switch gears into the more technical aspect of streaming. So you know, you're very familiar with me. I have to put a lot of fires behind the scenes, blaming a few sheep for crashing my computer. Um, no, that was 100% my fault. Turns out I didn't set up my model correctly, so it just crashed my graphics card. Um, by the way, yes, wifey, she does have nice tits. Um, so so obviously you have a lot of stuff on your mind. You have to make sure that OBS is behaving correctly, your model's working correctly, everything's being streamed onto the Twitch correctly. You have to keep your train of thoughts going correctly. You have to make sure your chat's not saying stuff naughty on the stream. Babe, stop that. And you stop indulging her. Or don't. I'm not your father. Um, but yes. Oh my. Okay. Now I'm distracted. Look, I've got a strong will, but I'm not made of stone. For the audio listeners, Mina's very jiggly, and I'm only a man. Um,
At least you have a very positive wife who's not gonna stare at your back like, where are you looking?
oh, does she even have to ask? She knows exactly where I'm looking. But those are the rules of our relationship. Um, we trust in each other enough that at the end of the day we come back home to each other. So we flirt. Obviously we flirt with somebody it's just because we enjoy their time, and it's not a power thing or uh, a cheating thing. Which from the outside perspective may not be perceived that way because I can sometimes act overly friendly, and to some people that it could be considered flirting, and I've learned from the wifey. Because I was like, oh, I'm just being very polite. She's like, oh my, babe, you were flirting with them hardcore. Really? I guess I really do have the autism. Um, okay, so back on topic. Okay, where was I? Let me just look up the script real quick that I've totally kept 100%
Oh,
followed.
you were talking about the behind the scenes and everything.
Yeah, so behind the scenes. So obviously with all the stuff you have to do to make a stream run successfully, the thing that takes the backseat to the most is how you moderate your Twitch chat. Um, so one of the things that we have, the two rules things that we have to do that is moderators, which some people do not have the luxury of, and the community rules. Which ones did you find were more successful for you?
Well, I have my moderators, but they're not really that active. So one of the things I found was that I keep to my own rules and I make sure that I have everything I need. So I'm prepared if something does happen. So I'm using programs that allow me to moderate really easily.
Hmm.
Like very simple, with the press of a button, I can lock down my entire stream if necessary. So for example, if we have a chat raid or a like sub not sub a follow raid or stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I can very easily just shut it down and turn off my alert and turn on the like sub chat or follow chat so that we don't have all these problems.
That's definitely something I need to consider down the road to get my Stream Deck behaving the way I want it to. But it's very, when you've got a whole bunch of people raiding and saying stuff you don't want them to, you don't want to be stumbling with a mouse going click, 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 click. All right, let's lock it down.
Mm.
Sometimes you just need the emergency mute button.
It's very funny because about a month ago, I think it was, both Mimi, Maddie, and Jasper were all raided.
Hmm?
I was also raided at the time, which is really funny because they were having problems and everything. They had everyone like chatters. I think they had chatters anyway, but they had like follows
Hmm.
and they also had the viewing and everything. And my own stream only got like probably like half or less than half of what they got, like
Oh.
everyone. And I'm sitting there like, huh, can't people just send it my way? Because I'm now like so confident with all
Hmm.
the botting and stuff that I kind of go ahead and say, come at me. Like you can't harm me with these view botting and with the follow bots and all of
Hmm.
that. You can't harm me, so send them my way. But they don't do that anymore.
Uh,
They put in like half the effort compared to what they put in for others.
hmm. So is it one of those things like, I don't want that attention, but it'd be nice anyway?
Oh, I'm not. I think it's really funny. I think it's so funny whenever they try to bot me
Hmm.
because I'm always so prepared for it. I'm always like, okay, great, we're being botted, guys. Hell yeah, we're being botted. Come on, bring more. Come on, let's go, let's go. We're being
Oh,
botted, guys. Hell yeah. You guys can't do anything to me. Ha 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 ha.
man.
Oh look at how many views we have. Oh my god. Like I do that kind of thing.
Hmm. God. How do you walk around with those brass balls you're dragging around? I I
Oh,
wouldn't feel
I
confident
just let
enough
them
to like
rest.
just taunt botters like that.
No, I'm very prepared for all the stuff that needs to be prepared for.
Hmm. Well, you definitely have been streaming longer than I have, so you probably build up the experience and the tech needed for that kind of stuff.
It's amazing what you can find online
Hmm.
and the resources you can find through other people as well.
Yeah.
And if you just dig a little bit more into some of these resources, you can
Hmm.
find some really amazing things to help you out in just about any situation.
Yeah. Streaming is definitely built on the principle of free knowledge. It's just people sharing their experiences, knowledge, and take advice freely between one another.
Hmm.
So wouldn't it be a bad idea to just go out there and do some research or just see what other people are doing? Because I've definitely found free programs that I'm using at the moment just because I've heard other streamers mention it by name. except for
Like all the programs. Mhm.
except for tits because the whole itch.io thing and PayPal.
I PayPal I feel is going down.
Mm, yeah, we'll see.
They have for now PayPal's been removed from Steam. But anyway, getting off topic there.
Yeah, let's. I'm just going to avoid that one with a 6 foot pole. Hey, can we start talking about Australian animals, how they want to kill everybody?
Animals?
Yeah, she's talking about how
What
the
kind
koalas have chlamydia.
of
You know, if you ever want to have nightmares, just look up what a koala scream sounds like.
Oh no, no, no. I don't think I want to know.
I've heard it. It's yeah. Anyway, so so going back to Jasper and Mimi and Maddie.
Mm?
So you guys are part of the group called he calls himself the Hagomancy. Is that how you and pronounce it?
Well, yes, you're pronouncing it correctly as far as I'm aware.
So you guys are very tight knit community of quote unquote hags. And for those who don't know what
Ye-
the in joke for hags is, on Twitch, because it's a young people's game, you have like people who are like mid 20s or late 20s call themselves hags affectionately. They're not that old.
I
But
think that's actually really funny.
look,
Um,
I come from Mexico, so I'm very used to like calling people like old lady as an affectionate thing. It'll get you killed anywhere in Latin America. Only Mexicans get away with that one. But
solo mexicanos.
mm-hmm. So los mexicanos puedes llamarles la vieja. But anyway,
Ah,
yeah,
you
um,
feel old.
I I am old, said the younger one in the relationship. Anyway, back on topic.
So,
So obviously you guys have very close knit community. You guys seem to have very good chemistry
mm,
and it's very noticeable in your streams. So you guys enjoy each other's time both on and off streams, and seem to be very supportive of each other. Now, this is pretty much a rare event nowadays, especially not with the recent news in VTubing and managed and groups and so on. Now, my question to you is like, how did you gauge that these were your people, basically?
well, that it's actually a really funny story. I used to have a moderator who likes to do networking. So he would take me to these other VTubers and send them to me and so on. And we go check them out and whatnot. And some we would talk to, and others we found like, eh. But then I met Jasper for the first time, and we kind of just instantly clicked. And we did a couple streams in the beginning. Then I got introduced to, I think it was either Maddie or Mimi. I can't remember who was first, but I did get introduced to both of them from the same person, which is really interesting. As
Hmm.
at the time, I was kind of just like by myself a lot,
Hmm.
but then I started talking to these guys, and with Maddie, I got a nice connection. Then with Mimi as well, it was really nice to talk to her and everything in the beginning. I think I even did a stream with her doing Vermintide 2 at the time. And slowly over time, we all started chatting just a little bit. And I decided, we're kind of like a group. So I created a Discord where it was just us,
Hmm.
and we kind of just started using it and talking in it and giving advice and asking for help and everything else. And now we're using that as our kind of regular chatting area for
Hmm.
if we ever need anything or if we want to do collabs or whatnot. And this Discord I started was really cool. The fact that everything was just working so well between us.
Hmm.
And I think that was like a year ago I made that. I can't remember now. But honestly, it's been really awesome to do this. Also, only Maddie and I are over 30.
Yeah, I believe the youngest is Jasper at 24.
Yes,
Yes, she definitely has the soul of a hag.
she does, but she's not a hag, which is it's that's why I find it so funny that we call the hagomancy, because we're not the ones that came up with the name at all.
Hmm.
One of our followers loves hags, and he noticed that we do a lot of content together sometimes.
Hmm.
And so he kind of just went with the hagomancy, and it kind of stuck since then.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those names that the community comes up for you. The one of those names that just came up organically. It's
Absolutely, and it's been really fun.
hmm. So for definitely for that group, you just had the circumstances of good timing and good luck in meeting those people.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Actually, really good timing and everything. Yeah.
Did you have any? Did you have like any guards up when trying to sell, like when approaching these people?
Honestly, no. I started off as a viewer to them, and we just started talking first on stream, and then afterwards I got their Discord, and we started talking on Discord, and we kind of like made a group through that,
Hmm.
honestly. It was just very, very slow and steady.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't definitely not an overnight thing.
No, 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 not an overnight. Especially because I don't think I made the like group until maybe half a year or so later after first meeting Jasper. So
Hmm.
it did take a very long time, but as we started talking and everything, I decided to make the group, and we've been using it ever since, and that's been wonderful.
Okay. Well, that is wonderful. It's good to hear that there are some groups that do work out,
Hmm.
especially with the recent
Technically,
use in this space.
yeah. So not only that, but we are the main four right now, but we have added other people to the group as well.
Hmm.
So we're not just females in there right now. We do have three other members, and as some of you may know, we have Tea Time, who is one of the more colorful of our members.
That's putting it lightly.
He's very much a rainbow.
Ah, yeah, okay. I see what you did there.
I had to.
Yeah, fair
And he
enough.
does love tea.
Uh, uh, is that a prerequisite for joining the Hagomancy? You have to like tea?
No, well, that's the fun thing. We're not on actually called the Hagomancy. That is something that, yes, Lordy came up with at the time. And because he is such a massive hag fan, he's kind of like in everyone's circle to a degree. And at some point, he came up with the Hagromance. He was the Hagromancer or something like that,
Yeah.
and then made the comment of Hagomancy,
Hmm.
and we've kind of just stuck to that name in a sense. But the name that I came up with for the Discord was VTubers Unite,
Okay.
because we're
Um,
more like a united group than we
yeah.
are an actual group or anything.
No, that's understandable. Hmm. So, so one of the few things I want to ask you before that I keep forgetting to ask, because of
Mhm.
have you ever reconsidered any friendships or opportunities in streaming on VTubing space because of who you thought you were, or how you were would be perceived?
Honestly, no. I have this entire thing that if you don't like me for who I am and what I do and so on, then I feel like, okay, too bad. You don't need to like me.
Hmm.
I don't care if you like me or not. If you don't, all right, I'll find someone else who likes me. Because I love what I do, and if you cannot like me for who I am and what I do, then that's just too bad.
Hmm.
I don't need someone in my life who doesn't like me for who I am.
No, that's definitely a good. That's definitely a good point. So it's
Mhm.
so you definitely do have to develop a little bit of narcissism when putting yourself out there.
I
No,
don't
like
feel I
okay,
actually
I say
have
that I
to at
said in a
all.
jokingly way, but you do have to be comfortable with who you are or who you're representing yourself to be, especially in BTubing, because you're not necessarily yourself, but rather the persona of the VTuber necessarily.
That's actually really funny, as I still don't like who I am. As I told you at the before we started, I have 18 versions of my VTuber model,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and my voice is one of those things that I have the most trouble with.
I can definitely relate to that. The wifey enjoys my voice,
Mm.
but I don't. Editing my own videos is a nightmare for me. But while you're here, did you want to show us some of the models that won't get me in trouble?
I can definitely show you some of the first models that I have. So the first model I ever made is this one. And it's really funny because at the beginning, right before we started going live, I did accidentally put on a model that was very much not safe for work.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but maybe not for this stream.
Of course you did. So this is the first model that I ever made when I first started out VTubing.
Hmm.
And at the time, I had no idea what I was doing. So you'll see that there's very little expression on her, and like the ears are different colors. There's no real movement in the ears and whatnot.
Hmm.
But then if I go to version 2, there's already an improvement there.
Yeah. Like you can definitely
Right?
see more hair physics.
Hmm. So you can see I changed the outfit and everything.
Yeah. It's definitely got more of your personal touches.
Absolutely. One thing that I want to try to keep throughout all my models is that little kiss on the cheek. If you notice, that one is constantly there throughout my models.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a bit hard for the Discord call, but if you look at if you go to Mina's socials, you can definitely see it more prominently. Oh yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
So so like, is there any hidden meaning behind that little kiss mark?
Not really. I thought it was just really nice to have and to have something that would stay there constantly.
Hmm. Fair
Like,
enough.
something that was kept there.
Hmm.
And here you can see I've finally messed around with the ears.
Ah, yay, weeklies.
Yep. And
Ah, yes, the good old jiggle physics.
mhm, of course, of course. And here I've done a little bit more. So you can see the models slowly start to get more animated and so on.
Hmm.
Now I gotta be careful because I remember there's one. Da, 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 da.
Is that Sandia on the shirt?
No, that is actually so what you see there, that emote is actually of my Final Fantasy character. I had an emote made of her a long time ago, and it was like the only emote I really had at the time. So I decided to put it on my shirt.
Oh, that's cute.
And here I unfortunately messed things up a tiny little bit, so they're more springs than actual bounds.
Hmm.
Now I'm going to turn off my cam just real quick, just to make sure, because I'm getting into the territory where I haven't been able to pick out the ones that are not safe for work and not. So give me one little moment.
Look, I'm ready to tab out if we need be.
All right, now give me 1 second. I'm just going to turn off my virtual camera, and then I'll get rid of them really quickly. Sorry about that, everyone. I wanted to do that beforehand, but I kind of forgot about it. Like that. And then let me just quickly go through that. I'm not going to be showing something I don't want to show. Yeah, that's what I thought. I found one that I shouldn't be showing. Let me just quickly delete that.
Good old, gotta love self-fulfilling prophecies.
You gotta be very careful, because if I want to show off like the older models and so on, it's very good to just go through and make sure that I'm not showing inappropriate stuff. I have unfortunately shown things a little too many times before. I've had accidents, yes, everyone.
Yep.
And some people have even clipped those accidents.
Oh dear.
Oh yes, it's been very fun.
So while you're doing that, I just noticed that my model's incomplete for this stream.
Oh,
Can anyone in chat notice what I'm missing on this model? It's definitely one of those things you're gonna. Nope, no, the head's there. It's meant to be a cat crouching post. There we go. Hands. I forgot to draw my hands in there.
well done.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's all fine. All good. All
Yeah.
happy dandy.
I do have a cat though. Hang on. Where is it? Good old
All
bongo
right,
cat.
there we go.
Yeah. I knew someone was going to ask me about a cat for the cat scratching post.
There we go. So now I've gone through. There's no more nudity.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everyone, if that's what you were expecting.
No, make him pay.
So what you can see here is the first version of Model 8. And then from here, I go to 8.3. And you can already see somewhat a big improvement in the jiggle physics.
Oh, yep. Yep. What are we talking about?
And then 9 has a little bit more, just very slight changes. And then from there, I had Model 10, which I used for other things. And then I went over to 11. I think I'm going to jump over 11 just because I didn't check. And then I went to this.
So now we see more of the succubus form.
Yes, slowly it's been coming out and everything. So you can see here, I went for a very different kind of style here.
Yeah, like I definitely like the dress with the slit design.
Oh yeah, this is one of those things I did show off quite a bit actually.
Oh, that's a cool design on the back.
These are not designs I've made myself. These are designs that I have bought off Booth. Very nice, by the way.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely love them.
No, it's amazing what you can do with like a few pre-made designs and just putting those few personal touches to a model.
Yep. And then I went for something like this.
Very nice. No notes. 10 out of 10.
And obviously, this one is actually version 13.2a.
Oh my god. Uh,
Yeah, so
so
you have version. Hmm?
13.2a. So that means you would have
Yes,
had at least, if you're using that dummy scheme, at least 16 models.
I have a lot. Let's just say if I go through my actual models here, I have 42 different models
Yeah. Oh, damn.
or versions, shall I say.
That is definitely
So
dedication
this
to your
is,
craft.
yes. And again, this one shows off a little more.
Hmm.
And with this one, I now have expressions.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Very good, nice face tracking there. Mm.
And I'm not using like an iPhone or anything either.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Now
the
from here, I decided this.
oh, cute.
So this is more concept actually, because you can see so the trousers here are more of a default kind of thing, and I forgot to add the horns.
Oh, yeah.
So it was more like something I wanted to try, and it turned out really well. But I am missing the horns.
This is your
So
casual
then I
look.
went, and so I went to this one, 15, which obviously didn't turn out as well, which I think has more to do with the lighting.
Definitely reminds me of like Slender Man lighting.
No, I think that's just because of the I have like an environment type of light on what I'm using.
Hmm.
So it's really nice, but obviously it means that some things can go a little wrong.
Yep.
So if I do like if I do this, nah, still wrong. Either way,
Thanks for the
this is
drink.
do that one.
Never thought in my life I'd say
Oh
I'm
yeah,
happy to have a 1 liter Costco tea.
1 liter Costco tea.
Yeah, wife made a Costco order and bought like a giant box of 20 pack of iced tea that's like 1 liter bottles.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that actually is quite lovely.
I can imagine so.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then this one I actually made on stream.
Yeah.
So you can see I tried to go for a very different design here. And people liked with the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to go for something like that. And you'll see that I added in the horns here. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, the classic Mina horns.
Oh yeah, they've become a staple, especially now. It feels more like I started off just being a cat girl, and then slowly, as time went on, I got the small ones, and then from the small ones to the bigger ones. It's like slowly growing into it, and it's kind of given this sort of lore, I guess.
Yeah.
Something I didn't think about at the time. Then from there, I went to this model.
That's definitely the one I'm more familiar with.
Yeah. And then actually newly, version 18 is a little different. I
Yeah.
think this one. Yeah,
Ah,
this one.
yes. Yep.
So here I went for something that's very different, actually. This one is very different because with this, I was going for more of something for VR chat.
Hmm.
And so I took one of the models from there and decided, okay, since I'm doing that, I'm going to put it into the programs I use to make my VTuber. Except the problem is that I haven't gotten any of the actual facial expression stuff. So whenever I do face tracking, there's no face tracking. But I came up with a pretty good model that looks good. Don't mind the tail. I haven't animated the tail.
I like, yeah, you definitely have like the goth club look.
Absolutely, and I love this one.
Hmm.
So in VR chat, I have a dress for her and bikini, and obviously more of the other things. So it becomes a bit more of a casual VTuber one.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get everything to transition over to her, but that means I need to do a lot more work before I can actually do that properly.
I definitely do enjoy watching those streams where you're just 3D modeling. Look forward to when you finishing the club.
Thank you, thank you. I do plan on working more of that next week. Mhm.
Amazing. All right. So I feel like we reached a good stopping point for this episode. So before we let you go, I just got a few more questions I like to finish every episode with. So first of all, for the very controversial question, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Personally, I will say yes, just because pineapple on pizza can be good. I'm not saying it always is. I'm saying it can be.
I definitely don't like the pizza shops that just empty the tin of pineapples onto the pizza and just make it a soggy mess. That one I can definitely agree with, but I do like pineapple on pizza. All right. Wifey's very happy with that one. So, um, do you have any song recommendations?
Ooh, that depends very much on the songs because I listen to a ton of different songs. Um, Honestly, that's a really hard one. I do like one especially that's called Oompa Loompa.
Ooh.
Then I also like one that's called a Freak. But my newest favorite, I have two favorites right now. My two favorites ones is BB No Cash, the 1-800,
Ah, the 1-800 Hero. Yep.
and yeah, with Iron Mouse.
That's.
Absolutely amazing.
Mm.
And then the other one is Oh Yeah, which is the spinning cat. There's an actual spinning cat song. It's kind of a little techno, but it's so good. By WNW.
Oh my god. That's the kind of song
Mm.
I enjoy unironically. All
I
right.
really recommend that if you guys want to hear that song, go listen to it.
Yeah.
No, not Maxwell. W and W.
All right. Do you have any movie recommendations?
Ooh, The Lord of the Rings are always a good one.
Yep. Yeah, wifey enjoys having a marathon of those movies around Christmas time.
Oh, chronological or from when they were made?
From the were made because she only watches the original trilogy,
Fair enough, fair enough. I
but
do
it
like the three originals.
but the extended cut, very important.
Ooh. Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Um. So, what's your favorite Pokemon?
So my favorite Pokemon has to be, I think I'll choose either Eevee or Pikachu.
Solid choices.
They are very solid and very adorable, especially because of the fact that Eevee can evolve to so many different forms.
I miss chubby Pikachu, honestly.
Chappy?
Like like when he first came out, he was very round, but in the
Mm,
more recent
mm.
versions, he's slimmed down.
That's actually true, yeah. In the very beginning, I remember some of the first episodes. Oh my god. Oh,
Well,
that was so fun.
it was. It's there's just something magical about like those first few episodes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, yes, Chungus
Chungus.
Pikachu.
Okay, not entirely Chungus, but yes.
I don't know. Like the plushies just don't hit the same. I mean, he's still very
Oh,
cute though.
oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. So thank. So before we head off, just a reminder chat of any promotional stuff you like to put out there about yourself. So we've got your Twitch page over on twitch.tv/Clutzy Mina. Um, you had your social media accounts. What else did we forget? Your store. Right.
So if anyone wants to go check out my store, it is clutzymina.com. And inside of there, I have both my lore, I have all my socials, even a Snapchat link, and I have everything you technically need right there on that store. What the devil?
Did you click a trigger?
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Magic.
I I think someone did something over on my Twitch. Oh, it was your wife that followed. Because it is connected to my Twitch. And so obviously when things happen, this is one thing I want to point out. Back, there was a while back, I kept everything on still, even after streaming. So I'd have it on late until the night until I would like turn off my PC. And sometimes I'd get these sounds coming out and giving me an absolute proper jump scare.
Hmm.
And I found out, oh yeah, it's because people followed me in the middle of the night. I'm like, what the actual shit?
Oh,
So I would get absolute scared.
oh,
Hmm.
that'd be the Twitch equivalent of a copy pasta. And in the middle of the night, you just hear thanks for the follow
Hmm.
and
Yep,
whatever.
absolutely. But yes, if you guys want to help out any way, shape, or form, you guys can head over to my merch store, clutzymina.com. You'll find everything there,
Yes, I'm definitely been
even
eyeing.
my spicy content.
I definitely been eyeing the mug that you have in there. It's very cute.
Thank you. I will hopefully be adding more to it at some point because my little sister is currently actually working on things. So I'm hoping to maybe add some more exclusive stuff to it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's something nice to look forward to.
And last little plug, if anyone has anything they want to like send me or talk about or anything at all, suggestions, whatnot, you can send me an email at mina@clutzymina.com.
Hmm.
I do read my emails every single day, and I even have it on my phone.
Very nice. Well, thank you for joining us over here. We had a very lovely, constructive conversation about boundary settings on the streaming space, and definitely learned a few lessons about 3D modeling. So
And thank you for having me.
before we let you go, the wifey wants to know where you're from.
I am from Norway, but a lot of people don't know where I'm from as I speak a few different dialects.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember when she first met you, she thought you were Scottish.
Yeah, you're thinking I'm a wee bit Scottish, do ya?
She did. I